Member from St. Catherine Southeastern, you're the spokesperson on health. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I address this noble House today in response to the Honourable Minister's statement, not to critique or engage in rebuttal, but to recognise, first of all, the hard work of the team at the Ministry of Health and the regional health authorities during this once-in-700-year event, and to augment the call for unity, empathy, and commitment to the amelioration of the conditions of our brothers and sisters most impacted by Hurricane Melissa. The hurricane has caused untold damage, and debates continue as to the adequacy of our disaster preparedness. History has taught us that plague follows natural disasters. We cannot fully prepare for a natural disaster, but we have the window of opportunity today to prepare for and possibly avert a public health disaster in the upcoming months. Dysentery, dengue, pneumonia, leptospirosis, and typhoid are already here in Jamaica. Malaria, yellow fever, and cholera are possible where people are living under tarpaulins, drinking river water, and practicing open defecation. In the midst of our cleanup and rebuilding efforts, be mindful that every action has a collateral benefit of preventing further loss of lives. We have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to fix not just health care, but the social determinants of health. But to do so, we must do it as one people, together. Everyone must help. Everyone must be allowed to help. And hegemony over decisions, donations, and deeds has no place in Jamaica today. Mr. Speaker, let us not be fooled by well wishes and token support. We must fix ourselves. Our former colonial masters have sent us just over £2 million, or 0.01% of aid to Ukraine, a region to which it has zero historical ties, save for the Crimean War. During said war, it was Jamaica who sent tangible aid to their forces through Mary C. Cole. Whereas we appreciate every ounce of aid, especially from the thousands sending their widow's mite, but the aid from those who can afford to solve our problems is simply not enough to ward off an impending disaster. Again, we must fix ourselves together. We will be required to go above and beyond the call of duty to build back better than before, to build back stronger. Healthcare workers have lost their homes and possessions and are still required to be frontline workers while suffering from shell shock. They must be prioritized for any relief and reconstruction. I recognize the Minister's approach for that, and I am fully behind that suggestion. I will go further, though, by saying that homeless healthcare workers must be housed as soon as possible, so they do not have to worry about where they will shower and sleep while providing empathetic care. Public health must be a priority in order to stave off potential outbreaks. Potable water and proper sanitation cannot continue to be luxuries in disaster-hit areas. If what obtains cannot be addressed post-haste, then we must evacuate the affected from the petri dishes they once called homes. Healthcare workers alone cannot shoulder the burden of distributing crucial public education, hygienic kits, and water treatment tablets. We must engage the church, we must engage the justices of the peace and community-based organizations, and we must engage the constituencies' machineries.
House Leader.
The member time for speaking has expired in how much? 10? 5? 5? He has asked for, we asked that it be extended for 5 minutes to allow it to complete.
The request is on the floor. Those in favor?
Aye.
Those against, ayes have it.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So we must engage the constituencies' machineries that are just throttling down from a competitive general election. Cumulatively, these institutions can identify and reach those who cannot access health care or the necessary information and resources to prevent diseases. Public education on water treatment, proper hygiene, vector control, and the recognition of the signs and symptoms of the expected diseases must permeate every medium, with every volunteer carrying the message, not just burnt-out healthcare workers. It is the duty of every Jamaican to spread the words necessary to avoid a public health catastrophe. It is the duty of each one to reach one with material and emotional support. We are all traumatized from the hurricane, and post-traumatic stress will unmask or exacerbate anxiety, depression, even outside of the hardest hit areas. Mental health reform across the land must be undertaken immediately, and public education coupled with access to counseling services, only recently highlighted by the recent spike in suicides, should be island-wide. Melissa has shown our healthcare sector to be fragile. In rebuilding the health facilities damaged, the goal is to build a resilient healthcare system. But I challenge you, Honorable Minister, to build a healthcare system that is anti-fragile. One that is not just resilient to stressors and disasters, but in the true sense of the term anti-fragility, overcomes and becomes stronger through built-in mechanisms that recognize deficits and appropriately address them. I challenge the executive to not do this alone. Embrace the overtures for help from all segments of society in getting boots on the ground. The spirit of volunteerism is high in Jamaica. Harness the power of our own local Good Samaritans to reach those who you do not have the capacity to reach. The danger of not having all hands on deck is that those whose status cannot afford them a life raft will be the first to perish if the ship should sink. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.